Ayla, and we have a podcast called Magically We're going to talk about a whole bunch of black shit. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it.
Yep.
So, we can get started. Are we going to give a little background or?
Of like why we wanted to start it or
whatever, like you know, whatever you want to talk about, a little background.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, like I've always wanted to kind of do a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of always been a thing for me. Like I've always watched a lot of people on YouTube and all that stuff. So I'm just like, you know what, like I can do this shit, like commentary and my opinion and stuff like that. I'm like, absolutely. So then when you was just like, you was trying to start a podcast, I'm like, I'm trying to start a podcast too.
Let's do it.
Hey.
Yeah, pretty much for me the same thing. Like I wanted a platform where I could just talk about what I feel like is important and what I want to get out to people. So,
and plus, black women's voices need to be heard more.
So you're gonna listen.
Exactly, and you've also heard it out of white women's mouth that we need to start listening to black women more, because when we listen to black women more,
they know
we're more prepared for life, for everything. So it's just like,
listen.
Come on, listen.
That's all we're saying.
Beyonce said it best.
Alrighty, so we're gonna get into the question of the day. Something light to start the podcast off before we get into the meat and potatoes, I suppose.
Yep.
So for our question of the day is, should cancel culture be followed with redemption culture?
I think so.
I think it depends.
Oh yeah, okay, that's true. That's
think
true.
it depends.
That's true, because we're gonna be talking about certain things that's gonna contradict what I just said. So it depends. It depends. That's the most honest answer, because I don't want to be like yes, and then like later on it's like, but you just said. Nah, all right.
Yeah, no, I think it depends. I think when people are young, they make dumb decisions. They, make dumb choices. But if they can grow and show that they've changed from that, then yes, then I believe in redemption culture. But if you're the type of person who's exhibiting the same behavior
Kelly, then hell to the no,
over and over again, and you don't stop,
right?
Fuck you. No, there's no redemption for you, because 9 times out of 10 you probably had a second chance and you fucked it up anyway. So,
but can that be countered with like when we can really see? Because in white culture, I see. They're always, this one has a mental disorder, that one has a mental disorder.
Yeah, every school shooter, the day or whatever, the day that they shot the school up, they didn't take their medication that day for some reason.
Exactly. So I'm just like, I feel like when we look at it from another perspective, like maybe like a clinical perspective, and you're kind of like, okay, post-traumatic, or you've been abused,
but
or whatever.
You can only if you want to go back to the R. Kelly, you can only if he can acknowledge what he's doing, that's like the first step. But you can't get him help when he don't even think he's doing anything wrong, because he don't feel like he's doing anything wrong. Like, oh Lord, I don't even want to get into it.
Because like for me, it's just like one of those things of like how we were raised in the community. Because like going back to the R. Kelly, and like I kind of like really been like following his story, and then you find out, okay, his sister was sexually molesting him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like in like all his life up until a certain point, and who knows where that certain point was, because his brother did come out and say that there was a point to where he liked it. You know what I'm saying? And not a good liked it, but it's like you've been trained and conditioned this way for so long to where you're starting to get adapted to it. Not excusing him, but I'm just saying, like, should we be like, okay, like look at like, no, you're going to get help. It's either you're going to go to this asylum right quick, or you're going to go to jail right quick.
I think jail would help him. Don't they got therapists in jail?
But what about, you know how reform, especially when it comes to reform in jail, when it comes to our black men.
I mean, R. Kelly, he can go.
Yeah, he can go.
He can go.
But I'm just saying. You know
I
what
get
I'm saying?
it, but like we just using a bad example. You're
he's
using a bad
canceled
example.
to me. He's
You're using a
canceled
bad
to me,
example of somebody.
Or we could talk about Bill and how
I think with Bill Cosby though is it's just different because
I think it's
back
timing.
then that was okay.
Because people said like, you know, he admitted to it, but the host admitted to it as well. Because
it was
the host
okay back then though. That's
but
what they
that's
were doing when they were partying.
But that's what
having
I'm
fun.
saying. Like people's like, oh, Bill admitted that he did that in one of his interviews. But it's like, okay, but if we're going to look at it from the host and the hostee perspective, then
I mean, I get it. You shouldn't be slipping people's shit without them knowing. But
the host agreed too. Like if we're going to be like, oh, Bill admitted that he did that, how the fuck the host know? Oh, you do the little crazy, and he was saying a little nursery rhyme with him too. Like he kind of knew it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like for me, like especially when it comes to our, you know, into our black men, and even with the new Cardi B thing that came out. You know what I'm saying? She's been canceled.
She's gonna get off on that just because she's a female. I mean,
and then the dude, like, and then it came out that the dude is lying. But what if the dude isn't lying and he's so ashamed to where he just decided that he just wanted to be like, you know what, I'm lying.
Nigga, you was already out there. You should have just, if it's true. I mean, the hardest part was done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you coming out and saying something because he didn't want to say anything before because he was engaged and he didn't want his fiance to find out, so he just took it as a L.
Yeah,
was what he said before. But like, now you're coming back like, oh, I was joking.
But it's just like if you look at like victims, like even when it comes to females, and they're like, oh, this person raped me, like especially black females, oh, this person raped me or whatever the case may be, and then everybody's like, oh, you're lying, you was always fast, da 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 da, and then you're like, you know what, forget it, I am lying. I'm whatever, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of feel like the same way we're trying to protect our women, we need to kind of like, when it comes to male abuse, we should take it a little bit more seriously as well too, because these traits follow.
You remember what happened with Terry Crews?
Yeah.
That was fucked up.
Yeah.
That was fucked up.
Now that's very fucked up.
Because that puts him in a position, first of all, he's a big black man. So now you're putting him in a position where even if he wants to defend himself, he's going to look wrong regardless.
Yes.
That was fucked up. That was a setup.
Now when it comes to like,
that
was a setup. Like when it comes to like redemption, I just kind of feel like, as you said, like people need to come to terms with what they've done wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like come out, make a public apology, make a public statement, show that you're really working to better yourself. Just like with T.I., like, you know, there's a lot of things that he does that I don't agree with, especially when it comes to his vows. That, you know, like that's a different topic. They got married, but it's just like, you know, the way that they carry on, it's just like, okay, like, all right. But as far as a humanitarian, I guess, in trying to uplift the community and educate the community, and also,
but then again, that's when you kind of got to separate like who somebody is on a personal level, like with their family, or you know what I mean, and like what they do and what they put out for the world. Like you kind of have to like separate it. That's why I was saying, like before, I was like, R. Kelly's a bad example of this because he just does not quite like us supporting him is helping him do this to these girls.
Oh, so yeah, no. Like I'm not justifying anything.
Oh, I know.
But for me, like I kind of like to play devil's advocate because, you know, like people could be looking at it from so many different angles. Like just like what you just said when we was talking about T.I., and it's like, okay, you got to separate the personal life from the artist. That's what a lot of people was trying to say about R. Kelly. Like, okay, what he was doing behind closed doors
is none of my business.
It's none of my business, but his music and his artistry is a whole nother entity. Now, I'm not supporting that shit. He's canceled all the way, except for he got this one song with Mary J. Blige that I really, really love, and it's on her Share My World album. And it sucks, and it makes me so mad that he's on this song because the song is so good.
I'm so mad about so many other songs.
But,
like when he was, you know how hard it was to cancel him just because like I was so for it. I am for it, but like when the shit pop up, Like, it's like, yo.
Like, you feel so dirty listening to it.
Yo, and like, not for nothing, since the documentary came out, that's when they took it off my iTunes. Like, 'cause I like to listen to like 90s music and shit.
Yep.
So, like, before, like, it would come up, and you know, I start singing it, and I'm like, wait a minute, no,
Yep.
nigga, no.
Just like my favorite Michael Jackson song is "You Are Not Alone."
Oh,
And
God.
and the fact that he wrote that song and he did the backup vocals for that song is just like it makes me so mad. It's like, Argh. Now Michael Jackson is another one. Oprah really got on my nerves for what she did with that.
She need to keep that same energy with Harvey Weinstein. That's all I'm saying.
But you know she's not. But you know she's not because he's her biggest investor, and you know she's all about the money.
Yeah, that's why she's rich, man.
And now, when you really think about it, it's like, Oprah, you came out and said that you are a victim of rape. Someone in your family.
Like, how could you even, like, support that or even, like, you have enough money to where at this point where do you still need him? Like, bitch, you have your own orchard at home. Like, do you need him? How many niggas you don't got orchards? Like, they just walk around and, I think I'll take a peach.
But when you're on a certain caliber and when you're in a certain community of people, you want to still keep that caliber. You know what I'm saying?
This bitch got an orchard, man. Fuck, girl. All right. Well, we're gonna move into our pop culture segment. Mm-hmm. First thing we gonna talk about. You wanna?
Okay, so.
You wanna talk about Just Hilarious?
So Just Hilarious, going into our cancel culture and our redemption culture, I really feel like it was a learning thing for her. You know what I'm saying? Only because it was just like,
I'll let you speak and then go ahead.
Honestly, I kind of feel like us as a people, like, we want to cancel people for the itsy bitsyest minuscule thing. I feel like with her, I'm not saying that this
see,
and this is the reason why. And this is the reason why.
Seek is how you pronounce it. It's not sick people.
I wasn't about to say sick people. I was
That's
about
what
to
she
say.
Said.
See, she said sick people. I was about to say skeet people. And I'm not trying to be funny, but it's just because I'm not educated on these people. I'm not, like, I wouldn't have, like, took a video out and started, but I mean, like, come on now, like, if we're gonna be so sensitive about that, like, I mean, I have the same energy when I see people pulling out their phones and fucking, just like the old lady that got kicked in the face on a New York subway, and people, instead of a man pulling that other man off of that old defenseless woman, people was pulling out their phones to take a picture or to record that shit.
I didn't see that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but so I'm just saying like this, like we are in a, people don't really have common sense in this day and age.
No, for sure. Definitely not.
I feel like
Definitely
people,
not.
and I feel like the common sense kicks in when you see the backlash.
Yeah, that okay, but not for nothing. This is not the first time she said some wild shit and then had to like apologize for it later. I get the fact that you may not know certain things or you may be like ignorant to certain things, but like this is why people should ask questions. But like, not for nothing. Like she constantly comes out and she'll say something, like, and she doesn't mean to be offensive, but then she has to come back and like send out a public apology because she done offended a whole group of people.
But I mean,
so
if
at this point, she should know, like, she has a child. She should know, like, she should think before she speaks, or like, at minimum, think before you speak.
I'm not saying, that's definitely
at minimum.
That's definitely because I mean, even when she was saying about
offending people, and you can offend who the fuck you want to offend directly without having to apologize behind a group of people that they might be labeled to.
Even when she was saying the way back, like what made me mad about her was when she was like, oh, when she was saying stuff about low income people, and it was just like, just like you.
When she was saying that she doesn't support the Black dollar.
Yeah, and that, and it's just like, but just you, like, but not too long ago, this is when like I was following her like hard body. And but like, you know, mad people was pointing out, and even to me it was like, but like a couple of videos back you was talking about how you used to work at Burger King and you used to steal money out the cash register, and and your manager would overlook it because she knew that you had a seed at home. So what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But she reminds me of a hood rat in the hood that I've came across a whole lot of times, who just talk. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They just feel like they sound smart, and because they throwing a couple of big words in there that they probably heard somewhere.
And they be using it incorrectly.
You know what I'm saying?
That should be
funny.
But
when you educate these people and they want to be educated, then it's just like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like the same way people love Cardi B, and Cardi B has said way more offensive shit than just hilarious. And people still is like, no, I love Cardi B. Y'all keep coming for Cardi B. Da, 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 da. No, like Cardi B for me, like she has said so much shit.
It.
Yeah, like she said so much shit.
I'm from the Bronx.
She has said so much shit, especially about dark-skinned women, and she has done so much shit to dark-skinned women that it's just like, come on, like.
I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't know.
Come on, because like call dark-skinned women monkeys, roaches.
Yeah, but with that roaches thing, like she called if you go back on her like tweets, she calls everybody like whatever you are, roach. Like she's called people a Spanish roach. Like if you look back, you see them all, like a fat roach, an ugly, like she, whatever you are, roach. Like that was her way of like offending people back then. But so if the girl happened to be black,
then but that's what I'm saying.
It wasn't like she was like
even when she was on Love and Hip Hop and she knew that dude had a girlfriend, you know what I'm saying, in England, and I
remember that.
Okay. And like, you know, in the way that, and the girl, like, she didn't want to fight her. She was just like, yo, like this is my nigga. But and then it's just like how karma comes around. Now you're married to Offset and you're going through the same shit, and you want people to respect your vows when your man don't even respect your motherfucking vows.
Now that shit is just
so, but I'm just saying, and then her messages when she's telling bitches like, yeah, like if you can't get a job or whatever, and if you're not in school, get you a sugar daddy. No, like that's not something that I want my 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old daughter to be listening to adhere to. No, I don't.
No, definitely not adhere to it. I mean, it's fun, but
and just even the way that she is. But anyways, long story short, because I'm not a Cardi B fan. I'm sorry.
I love her.
But okay, like, but the same way that you're saying that you love her,
I gotta look up all this stuff. Maybe because I love her, I just have a blind eye to it.
But a lot of people do. But then it's just like, you know, things like, you know, with Just Hilarious, it's just like, okay, people's like, nah, she's canceled. It's just like, nah. Teach this girl. Like, she's, you know what I'm saying? She's a young mom. She probably don't know her freaking.
Listen, ain't she like our age?
No, Jess is like 25. Like,
really?
Yes, Jess is young.
She look old.
Yeah, like,
she look old.
but she's young as shit. Like, Jess is young. Like, so, like, there's a lot of things that she's really naive to. She's just now coming out of fucking Baltimore, the hood of Baltimore.
So she has nobody she can ask questions to? Google?
Yeah, but I mean the same way Cardi B goes on her motherfucking live and says shit that she has no fucking business saying. And people's like, where's her publicist? And then she has to go back and retract something because her publicist is like, Cardi, what the fuck? I know Cardi B's team is having a fucking heart attack.
Is this on Instagram?
What Cardi
what
B?
she be doing?
Yeah, like if you go on YouTube, you can like look up like the crazy shit. Hold on.
Watching Daytime Tea Times with Candace. It's time to pour this tea, stir this tea, and sip this tea. Let's get right into it. All right, you guys, we're about to talk about Miss Cardi B and the recent report by TMZ that Cardi B has filed a lawsuit against blogger Tasha K from Unwind with Tasha K YouTube channel, as well as Cardi B's ex-friend and alleged roommate, Star Marie Jones. Cardi B is suing Tasha K and Star Marie based on an interview that they had 6 months ago in September. And in this interview, Star Marie claims that she used to live with Cardi B. And she also made a lot of strong allegations, claiming that Cardi B allegedly has herpes, claiming that she allegedly used to prostitute, and claiming that she participated in drug use.
So there was a lot that you spilled. You said that Cardi B prostituted.
Yes.
She was a drug user.
Yes.
Cocaine and Molly, to be specific.
Yes.
Okay. She has herpes.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, there's more to that interview, but I'm not going to play the entire interview because that is the interview that Cardi B is suing for, so I don't need her over here suing me. So let's be very clear. The clip that I just played for you is all alleged and not proving to be true. The views in that clip are not the views of my platform, Daytime Tea Time. Okay, as you can see, Tasha K said, you said Cardi B has herpes, and so on and so forth. Now, as a blogger, I can say that Tasha K should have said, you said that Cardi B allegedly has herpes, allegedly prostituted. So that is the error that Tasha K made. She should have been saying allegedly all throughout the entire interview, but she did not, and that was definitely her error. But let's be clear, she interviewed a person who made the allegations about Cardi B. Either way, Cardi B is upset and she is suing both of them. And she is suing them for an amount that exceeds $75,000. And she is requesting the removal of specific videos and that a retraction be made. And a jury trial is even being demanded. So Cardi B wants a jury, okay? As for the herpes allegation, I do believe she possibly could have a case on that one if she does not have herpes. But if we want to deal in facts and receipts, let's be clear. Star Marie was not the first person to come out and talk about Cardi B allegedly having herpes, meaning cold sores. In May of 2018, rapper Azalea Banks wrote a very long statement about Cardi B, dragging her. And she specifically said, you are a very mediocre looking light-skinned woman with cold sore scars on the side of your mouth. And the Jasmine brand posted that. So I'm just saying, the Jasmine brand didn't get sued and Azalea Banks didn't get sued, but Tasha K and Star Marie are. I just wanted to put that out there. And let's be clear, I do not agree with anybody saying that anybody has herpes, because the only people that know that for sure is that person and their doctor. So like I said, Cardi B might have a case with that if she does not have herpes. But when it comes to the prostitution allegations and the drug use allegations, I have seen multiple videos where Cardi B has talked about these things. And I'm going to show you that later on in the video. I'm going to show you a video where Cardi B says out of her own mouth that she pops pills and that she participated in the act of prostitution.
Niggas must have forgot, my nigga, the shit that I did. I had to go, oh yeah, you wanna fuck me? Yeah, let's go to this hotel. And I drop niggas up and I rob them. That's what I used to do.
I saw that pussy bitch, I get racks, I get Rolex. And I saw that pussy bitch, I get racks, I get Rolex.
You know, when I wanna get real freaky, I might pop a little pill or something.
Cardi B says a lot of these things in her music. She says a lot of these things just in regular conversation on her Instagram Live. Now, rather she's joking about it or just saying it to get some attention, I don't know why she's saying it, but the point is she's saying it.
Maybe we get to Cardi B. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we were still talking about Just Hilarious.
Got it.
And but basically, like, I just kind of feel like
I don't like Cardi.
I don't like Cardi.
Just seeing those things around her mouth. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
I-
that's gross. Oh
I
my
feel
God.
like, yeah.
What was that?
Allegedly.
Alleged. Well, I mean, what you mean allegedly, nigga? I saw what I saw. What the fuck? Whatever. If I gotta protect myself, allegedly I saw something around her mouth. I don't know what it is. I'm not a doctor.
Exactly. But
Oh, that's
allegedly
bullshit.
people are saying that she has herpes. She got the herp. And like she like, you know, she's been using a lot of monsters. Like, girl, I gotta hip you to the bunches of things.
Yeah, you
Okay.
tell me about this. God, girl.
But anyways, but back to Jess. I really feel like she needs to learn. She needs to learn. Like, even
she looked mad old. I could have sworn she was like in her 30s.
She's not though. She's like 25, 26
Lord
years
have
old.
Mercy.
Yep.
I'm like, because that's why I'm like, bitch.
I'm older than
like,
her. I'm gonna be 28. I'm older than her.
I'm like, girl,
when I
you
found
have a kid, like.
Yep. She's
do you
a young
teach your
mom.
child to think before they speak? Because I teach my 6-year-old, like,
nigga,
before you open your mouth, think about what you're gonna say. Is it gonna get you fucked up?
So,
like,
but you know how sometimes like parents are like the same things that they're trying to instill into their kids. Their minds are still ignorant. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to teach their kids better, but they're still ignorant. And I kind of feel like that's what it is with Jess. I feel like, you know, all this fame stuff and all of this stuff has came so fast for her, because I remember when she was just on Instagram in Baltimore in her little car making Instagram videos. I went to one of her first shows, and I feel like from when she made that Black Dollar comment, I see that she's starting to value it more, because she sees that people within the community is valuing her more. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people broke that down to her.
I'm
and
gonna learn this shit real quick though, because I'm sick and I'm getting tired of it.
But at least, like, you know, like at least it's a one and done type situation with Jess. At least she's not a repeat offender when it comes to something. I think the difference with like me is like with Jess, like, I mean, I don't really follow her. I don't really know what she does. I see her on Wild 'N Out. She's not too funny on there. So like for me it's just like, I don't really know any work that she does that's good. But she's on Rel now. She's on a sitcom on Fox.
Girl, who watches TV anymore?
I mean, supposedly, I haven't watched it, but supposedly it's a very good sitcom on Fox. And I mean,
like, not for nothing, like I don't really know like anything good of like what she does. I mean, Rel, I don't know, I'll look into that. But like with Cardi B, like I'm constantly hearing her music. Like, you know me, I'm not like constantly on the internet. I'm not constantly looking shit up. I'm not, like, so a lot of this shit, I'm just like, so when I do hear shit, it's just like I hear way less about Cardi B than I do about this girl that to me is just like, you're not even funny.
But she's not as problematic as people is making it seem. Like, I hear more about Cardi B than what I hear about Jess.
You're in it, because I don't be on the internet
and it's so crazy. And I kind of think like people is used to Cardi doing shit. Like, I really do. Like, I feel like people is like, you know, like somebody is just bad and you're just kind of used to that person being bad. But then when another person does something, it's like, oh my God, oh my God. Like that's really like kind of like how I feel. I mean, at the end of the day too, we also gotta understand that she's a comedian, and a lot of comedians, what comedians do is offend people. You know what I'm saying? And I know like there's
funny.
I mean, I've seen her stand up. I went to her first show when she came here to Boston.
It was funny?
Yeah, I was laughing. And a lot of people was laughing, and she was sold out. She did a good meet and greet at the end of the show. She was taking pictures with the fans, because
I've tried. I mean, maybe she's just not funny on Wild 'N Out, and that's why.
Yeah, like Wild 'N Out is one of those like improv shows. Like, you gotta like think. You gotta think fast. Like, you gotta be quick on your feet.
Clearly, she's not good at that.
Yeah, like she's more like she's a stand-up comedian.
She needs time to put her shit together and think about what the fuck she's gonna say before she say it, which is what I'm trying to tell her to
exactly.
do.
So like, if you're gonna send that message to her, like, yes, absolutely.
Like how you do your show. Okay, so maybe I'll take a look at that, because from the little bit that I have seen, I'm just like, I can't. Like, like she'll be posting shit on Instagram, like talking, and I'm just like, I'm not into it. Like, I'm just like, but like a Cardi B song come on the radio, and I'm like, I'm in the car, you know what I mean? Like,
but you don't even write your own shit, so it's just like you're a good performer.
A lot of people don't write their own shit.
But I mean, as far as like being like a rapper, like the way, like, when
You
you're
know how
a
many
rapper,
rappers don't write their shit
I'm
nowadays?
hip. But that's the reason why I don't really have a lot of respect for a lot of rappers. I don't really call them rappers. I call them performers. Like,
Yeah,
that's
they are
what
performers,
are.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, as far as rappers,
they're not like lyricists.
Yeah, they're not lyricists.
Because you didn't write them. You didn't write them.
Exactly. So it's just like, it's like, no, like, I'm not gonna call you a rapper. Like, yes, as a performer, you know how to get the stage rocking, you know how to do your little 1-2.
I like the way you sing those other people's words.
Exactly.
I like the way you sing those other, and I mean, shit, I like it, shit.
Oh yeah, like there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know, like it's
in
just
the right mood though.
yeah, like so, like don't get me wrong, like some of her songs, like I like it like that. Like I like that song, you know, it's a good little bop. You know, she got a little song from with Offset. I forget what Do Anything for Clout. That's a nice little bop, but I know that her verse was written by Offset because it sounds just like his verse. So Offset wrote that shit.
You notice since and this is old, but you notice I feel like since Nicki Minaj and Safari broke up, like she don't sound like that no more.
Mm-mm.
It's weird. Like I'm like,
she has
damn,
a different sound.
that nigga been really writing all her shit. Like
no, but she said that he wasn't. Like she said that he wasn't, and she has proof. There's
she
like
can
this
say what she want to say, but nigga, since y'all been broken up, it's been different.
But I kind of feel
the
like
way
she
you
took
sound,
on like
your
different,
flow,
different.
like it's
I feel like
just
she did different, like has done different sounds though.
only time she didn't sound like Safari was when she was Roman. I don't know what the fuck that. Where is he still around, Roman?
Oh yeah,
A
he's
little
still
alter
around.
ego?
Yeah, he's still around. He's still around. I don't know, like like I'm not a huge Nicki fan or whatever, but like some of the things that she kind of stands for, as far as you know, like paying for people's college and things like that, and she's really giving these people these checks, and you know what I'm saying, like really like helping people as far as like school and like just doing better and stuff like that. I do agree with that. I do like that, but as far as like her personality, like she's a Sagittarius, so I don't really like. I'm not a big Sagittarius fan. I can't stand lying Libras, and that's what Cardi B is. And everything that she does, she lie. She lies.
What about Daniel Caesar? How you feel about him?
He's Cancer. He's like.
This is why you.
This is the reason why.
Oh my god.
Because it's just like just the way that everything just went down when it came for that. Like, oh, like, why is it okay for black people to be like rude to people? Like, first of all, I don't know of black people to really be rude to any other culture but our own motherfucking selves. We
treat ourselves the worst.
We do.
The worst.
So it's just like, okay, like that's a falsehood. I mean, do we cuss other cultures out? Of course, anybody can get it. But as far as the way we treat other cultures opposed to our own cultures, we hold other cultures at a higher value than what we do our own culture. You know what I'm saying? And that needs to change. And as far as this Yes Jules girl, like, what did she do again?
So she had posted up a picture of her in this shirt, and the shirt said like "niggas lie," asking like if she should wear it at some festival. Mm-hmm. No, girl, you cannot wear the shirt. First of all, why would you even ask something as stupid as that? And then for him to go and defend her, that's the part that like pissed me off, because it's like, obviously us wearing a shirt that say "niggas lie," like, it's fine, we can do that. But like when you see her putting it on, it's like, when you say niggas, do you mean niggas as in black people or like guys? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for the fact that I even have to question it, you shouldn't put it on. Like, I don't know what you mean when you have that shirt on.
And the fact that you even had to ask that question. Mm-mm. It's like, that's one thing, like, I learned about dressing. Like, if you have to ask if this is appropriate, then 9 times out of 10 it's not appropriate.
It's not. You're pushing a boundary.
Yeah, you're pushing a boundary. You're pushing a boundary. Like, shit, even if you had to ask one of your little, like, no. See, I don't even trust white people, black friends. Because white people, black friends will give you a pass and then get you fucked up in public. So don't listen to your black friends.
You do what you do with them. Don't, that's it with them.
with them.
That's
they
it.
may give you permission to go to their cookout, but it don't mean that you come to everybody's. Stay your mashed potatoes and raisins somewhere else.
Oh no, I have white people at my barbecues. I don't have nobody bring food though. I don't have nobody bring food.
And that's the exact reason
know,
why
but
I
if you want to
said,
bring napkins and paper plates,
leave your mashed potatoes and raisins.
I can use the condiments if you want some ketchup, mustard, relish, bring it. You know, if you want to bring the beer, you can bring the beer. If
It
you
depends because they be having some weird ass beer too. Like they like them fucking lagers and shit.
They're normally on some Bud Light or whatever the
shit.
fuck. Bring your beers, bring the liquor. Cause if I'm home, it's cool. I can get fucked up and I'm home. I'm home.
Don't get me wrong. Like there's some good white people out there. You know what I'm saying? But
I know a lot of them. Not too many in Massachusetts, but in New York though, there's an abundance. And there's an abundance.
Sure.
New York, New Jersey. Around here though, it's a little weary.
Things
It's a little weary.
But it's just like, you know, like Daniel Caesar, like you're a black man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of your songs have been heavily listened to by the black community, and it really like makes me mad because Best Part is one of my favorite songs. I love that song.
He kind of gives me the vibe of like, I don't know his upbringing or like anything like that, but like he kind of gives me the vibe like he was that black guy, the token kind of situation. So like he was, you know, always raised around a whole bunch of white people. So I don't know if maybe this might be an ignorance thing for him. Maybe he don't understand like, oh shit, this is racist that they're doing, or this is fucked up, or you know, they shouldn't be doing this because of X, Y, and Z, because he's never really had nobody else to be like, yo nigga, this is wrong, like this shouldn't be happening. Like he's just so used to being around people who don't have his best interests at hand, or who don't give a fuck about, you know, about black people, and to him it's just the norm.
Yeah, like
He kind of gave me that impression.
And then his family is probably one of those like bourgeois black people who kind of like leaving the fact that they're black behind.
I'm not black, I'm Creole.
Yeah. Okay. I can look the same way that I made my counter with you with Just Hilarious is the same way you can do it with Daniel Caesar. Okay. Let's see if he. Let's see what happens. We'll see.
All right. So moving on, we're gonna talk about something a little bit better. Now this should just be under Black Excellence, but we're talking about it right now. Yes. So, Jordan Peele says, I don't see myself casting a white dude as the lead. That's what he said.
Yes.
Now, we just came from yesterday seeing Us.
Excellent.
Yo, that movie, when I tell you bomb.
Excellent.
My boyfriend still don't know I saw it. But it's cool.
Oh my goodness.
It's cool, I love you.
I love you, baby.
But no, it was good. Like, it pretty much is just the whole mirror image and having somebody just like you. Should we be talking about this? We can talk about it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, somebody, there's another Shantae out there who doesn't have a soul. We have to share a soul, and when somebody dies, they pretty much take possession of it. Like, that shit was deep. The whole thing with I knew when that little girl went into that little fun house, I was like, that ain't that bitch.
Yeah, she was
that
switched.
Ain't that bitch.
And then also they say Jeremiah 11:11. I just looked it up.
Oh yeah, because that was a reference in the movie as well.
A good reference. Keep that in mind. It says, therefore, this is what the Lord says: I will bring on them a disaster they cannot escape. Although they cry out to me, I will not listen to them.
Yikes. Okay. It's mean. But cool. Okay. All right. If that's what you want to do, God. Okay. Anyway, you see me. We got nothing to say. Just, okay. Okay. That was okay.
Like the meaning behind, like there was so many like different meanings and different like perspectives, because like at first I thought that the imitations of them were things that they were battling. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like when the little girl, like, she kept bitching and moaning about wanting to learn how to drive. They wasn't trying to teach her how to drive.
Yeah.
And then once she got behind the wheel, she ended up killing her other person. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, you know, I felt like the father was kind of like a weak punk or whatever. The other father, he was more so like, you know, and then he ended up killing him. So, like, I thought it was like, you know, he's getting his balls back. You know, like, I thought it was like an alter ego, you know what I'm saying, type thing.
With me, because I was, when Lupita was talking and she was explaining, like, pretty much, like, everything is like a mirror image. Like, everything that they do on this side, they do aimlessly on the other side. So, like, she's like, you know, imagine just walking around and all of a sudden there's a man and you have to marry this man because, you know, the people on the other side, they're in love and they're getting married or doing whatever. And, like, you know, you went and had this beautiful baby girl and I went and had a monster and you had this and, you know, and it's just like, I can kind of understand where people are talking about, like, how this movie is more, like, based off of class, because it's, like, the people who didn't know that they had the clones or whatever, just living their life free of consequences, feeling like, you know, what they do doesn't affect anybody. Meanwhile, the people who it is affecting are starting to resent it, and they're like, we coming for that ass. Like, fuck that. We about to take this whole shit over. We about to join hands. I don't know where they got all them red jumpsuits from.
Right.
That's a lot of red jumpsuits.
Yes.
But they got them. And
it also gives me a, as, you know, as above, what is it? How does the quote go? What is above is also below. You know what I'm saying? Basically, what's happening above is also happening below. So I'm like, what if it's like like a alternate universe type of deal? Because even when, you know, they were showing what they was doing above and what they was doing below, it was like, you know what I'm saying? They was on the roller coaster. They didn't have no roller coaster.
No, they just
below,
standing there.
Just like, and then they on a little merry-go-round and they're just walking in a circle. Like, it's fucking crazy. And it's just like, wow, like, you know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, I kind of look at it as a mirror reflection. Like, you don't know what monster you're creating within yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta watch this shit again because I feel like, you know, like when you watch something over and over again, like
you can pick up on more stuff.
Yeah, like I know when I watch it again, I'm gonna be like, that's why that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why they did this, because later on in the movie it's gonna do. I cannot wait to watch it again.
And I feel like it's one of those like weird ass movies that's not even meant to be understood. It's like it's one of those things that's just like up for interpretation.
Yeah,
and
take what you get from it.
Take what you get from it, and every time
sort
you
of
watch
like the Bible, just read it and take what you get from it.
Yep. Yep. Like it's like a rolling the dice. Like whatever
happens, that's the outcome.
Yep.
That's what it is. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, because there's like I feel like you can come up with 1,000,001 different ways to interpret that. Like it's just so. The movie was bomb.
It was bomb.
Movie was bomb. I definitely enjoyed it.
I did too.
But yeah, moving on to our next segment. So this part of our show is called the Black Reviews, where we go and we visit like different independent, you know, Black companies.
Supporting the Black dollar, unlike someone.
Oh God.
I'm Queen Petty, I'm sorry y'all.
Oh my God. But yeah, so we decided to go to Suya Joint. It is over on Dudley Street. Let me actually pull up their information.
Yes, we should.
Yeah, we should have. So it's 185 Dudley Street in Boston. It's a Nigerian restaurant. I had a pretty good experience there. I mean, we did get there pretty early, so it was like nobody was up in there, which was great because I like to be spoiled.
Yes.
So we started off with getting a drink. We got what was it called?
Suya Joint Goblin.
Suya Joint Goblet.
Goblin.
Yeah. It was a goblin. So we
it's
looking at the,
goblet.
I think it was a goblet because it came in a goblet.
Oh, I thought you said goblin.
It's okay. It's okay. We got this. This is cool. Right. So when I first looked at it, I was like, why is this $30? A drink should not be $30. I'm confused.
Here's the kicker, y'all.
What's in it? I don't understand.
Isn't it enough for two?
Is what we asked the waitress. She said, yes, if you should definitely plan on sharing this. So we're like, all right, cool, we'll share it. It came to the table. Huge. We're definitely going to have pictures of everything posted on our social media. We'll give you the information to that a little bit towards the end of the episode. But this drink was freaking huge. We did not even finish it, the two of us.
No.
We didn't even finish the drink.
Nope.
But
it's for like 3-4 people, I would say.
I wasn't ready because I didn't eat all day because I was trying to eat, have room for suya. If I would have ate a little something, I would have been able to drink a little bit more, but whatever. But so it doesn't come this way, but our waitress was dope.
Yep.
She gave us
shout out to her.
Yes. She threw gummy bears at the bottom of that, and we had the rock lollipops?
Yeah, rock lollipops. Yeah.
It was in there, dope. But it was so good.
The whole combination, the whole presentation,
it was yummy.
Was beautiful. It was almost like they knew we was in there, like to review them or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like the presentation of everything.
It was nice. It was like,
great.
Oh, y'all know because we want to go into these like Black companies and Black businesses and not let people know that we're doing a review, just so that way we can get like a true sense of how their business is. Right. If they know we're in there to review them, obviously they're gonna be a little bit nicer. But it's like she knew. I don't know. I feel like she knew. She was like, "What these bitches doing with iPads out here?"
Right, and notebooks and shit and writing
what
shit
they doing. But no, she was awesome. Even from before we whipped all that shit out. But yeah. We also got what was the wings called?
Spicy suya wings. Those were dope. And I got some leftovers at home.
Yo, actually, when we done with actually no, we're going out to eat again.
Yeah.
Never mind. We ain't talking about it because it's none of Black business.
It's not, but
anyway. But yeah, so the wings were bomb. It said they were spicy. It didn't seem that spicy to me at all. What about you?
No, they didn't seem that spicy, but like after like
a few bites,
your
lips got hot.
No, like after like a couple of wings for me, like maybe like after like 2-3 wings, like I kind of started to feel the tingle on it. Like
I don't know what I was eating when my lips got hot.
It was
like,
yo. Wings.
I was like, yo, I didn't know if it was like the the meat from my food or
because the meat wasn't that spicy, but I know the wings were like it was probably the wings.
Oh no, man. It was all good. And then for our entree, I got the jalo fries with the stewed beef, and you got
the goat with the jalo fries.
And then, we switched it up.
Yeah.
We switched it up because we gotta try it, And it was bomb.
Very
bomb. Like, honestly,
I will go there again. Most definitely.
Definitely. I give them. So with our reviews, is this like a 5-star review? Is this like a
5-star review?
Oh, we should do crowns because we're queens.
Oh,
so you get 5 crowns. Word, yes.
Yeah, so
they get 5 crowns for sure. From the service to even like the little Afrobeat music that they be playing up in there. I love it. I love it.
Very.
I love it.
And then like also I was kind of nervous because where it was at is in Roxbury. And like Roxbury is a known
not
hood.
the best area.
Yeah, like it's not the best area in Boston. So it was just like, sometimes
it's like a little diamond in the rough.
Yes, that's basically what it is. And like the fact that it's a Black owned business that's that has that type of reputation, it's like kudos. And I hope that it keeps on going, because with a lot of black businesses that I've experienced, like once they get a little,
when they start getting successful,
once they start getting successful,
they get corporate on you.
Yeah, they get corporate. they kind of, the quality starts to die down, So I'm just hoping.
Don't you change, Suya, please don't change. Like, I might be there next time I get paid. Like,
seriously, I might be there too, because and plus,
there's so many other things I need to try. I need to try the fish.
Yes.
I gotta try, like, come on, like, I didn't try the soup. Yep. I didn't get the fufu. Like,
Yep. And then also, it's just like me. I'm the type of person, like, I'm kind of like I guess like a low-key health nut. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, when I go out to eat, I don't want to go to McDonald's, Burger King, or something like that. Like, when I go out to eat, I want to be able to eat a good full course meal if I don't feel like going home to cook a full full course meal.
I feel you. Alrighty, so shout out to Suya. Join over on Dudley Street, 5 crowns for you.
Yes.
Now we're gonna go on to our Black history, because we're gonna teach y'all something too.
Yes.
Y'all gonna learn from this podcast.
Y'all gonna learn.
Y'all gonna learn. So we're gonna take it all the way back to, what year was this? 1880, the Webster Dictionary. We're gonna talk about the definition of an American.
Yes. So basically, according to Webster, the definition of American is a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. The name American must always exalt the pride of patriotism. So,
that copper comment. But then it goes into the BS.
Yes.
But originally,
yes,
it's dark people
yes.
who were here
yes.
before the Europeans
Me
came.
and you.
Before the Europeans came. Just make sure I said that twice so y'all can make sure y'all heard me.
Yeah.
But then now that the Europeans are here, it kind of...
The definition changed.
Y'all changed the definition. But originally, back in 1880, if you were in copper tone, you were an alien.
Yep.
Should actually get deported, baby.
Oh, where's our wall?
Where's the wall?
Where's the wall?
Where's the wall?
Where it at?
Right, for real. Go back to your country. Go back to your country.
Okay.
We don't need your kind here.
Exactly. Because my thing is that, like, they want people to think that all black people came from Africa. And, like, don't get me wrong, like,
everybody came from Africa.
Everybody came from Africa, and all the continents was together, and Africa was just a big ass landmass, before the earth started shaking and Burundi and all that kind of shit like that. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
science history.
but there was brown people all over. And it's just like, even when I think about when I think about my history, and I ask some of the matriarchs in my family, where are we from or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? My family is tribal. Like, they will tell you, like, we never was enslaved. We always owned our own land. You know what I'm saying? They did
My family was enslaved for sure.
Yeah, and some people, you know what I'm saying, have that history of, no, like, our family was definitely enslaved. Well, I'm only talking about my mom's side of the family. My father's side of the family, I'm not so sure. But I know but I do know that my father is originally from Virginia, and and our family based on my father's side is out of Virginia. And I do know from what I've researched, from history, because I love history, Virginia was a huge port
Virginia and South Carolina.
Yeah.
The next part we're going to talk about Black excellence. So we're going to talk about a Chicago elementary school teacher.
Yes.
Okay. So what is her name?
They never said her name, but they just said that she was just that.
There's a video. There's a video of it on Facebook. We will attach it to our Facebook page so y'all can see it. But she reads to these children, and it's so sweet. So shout out to you and being a positive role model on these little children because they do need it.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that. We want to give a shout out to you.
Remember, if nobody else tells you Dr. George loves you, good night, guys. Have a good night and rest well. Hi, scholars. Hi, it's Dr. George. Good night, scholars. Have a great night. And remember, don't let anybody tell you you're too small to do anything. I love you guys. See you tomorrow. Just remember, be bold, be smart, and speak from the heart. Time to go to bed, scholars. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. If nobody else tells you, Dr. George loves.
Another person who we wanted to talk about Black excellence is a 16-year-old girl. Where's she from? Texas?
Yeah.
Okay, so 16-year-old Haley was accepted into 16 different law schools.
That's what's up.
You go, girl. No, was it 16? No, she's 16 years old.
9 law schools.
She was accepted into 9 law schools.
Yes.
But she...
Either way.
It's a high number. More than you got accepted into.
Right.
So...
Shit, more than my ass got accepted into.
Me too. So, shout out to you.
Yes. Congratulations. That was a lot of hard work.
Yeah, for real. Like, and she was homeschooled, so...
Yes.
Maybe that goes to say something.
About homeschooling, because you know what? I've heard a lot of kids that have been homeschooled have, like, higher IQs than kids who went to like regular schools, even though they
going
say
to school probably has so much distractions. Like you got your friends, you got
you got your friends, you got freaking fashion and all that stuff.
I remember growing up, my mother used to be like, "You going to school to learn. You're not going for no fashion show." And I'm like, "Who told you that?"
Exactly.
What you mean?
Exactly.
It is a fashion show every day.
Yes.
Every day.
And then you're also, especially as a child of color, you're also dealing with people who don't know how to deal with your type of attitude, who doesn't know how to communicate with you or get you to listen, and you know, so you have to learn to, as a Black child, especially, or a minority child. I'm just going to say that you kind of have to learn how to blend in with how other people
Everybody
want
else,
you to, what
the
they
box
deem
they put
acceptable.
you in
Exactly.
is what you gotta fall into, pretty much.
Exactly.
Otherwise, get uncomfortable.
Exactly. So unless like you go, but then like when you're getting homeschooled, you know, and you're getting,
you can be you. You can do whatever you want to do. You don't care about your clothes or what fashion show is going on. You're not stressed about certain things.
Yep.
Am I gonna see so and so in the hallway? Oh my God, like he's so cute. She didn't have them distractions.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
But the only thing is like I just hope she had other things to do where she gets to
the social
interact
aspect.
with people. Yeah, with the social aspect, because that's where I think going to school helps with. But that's pretty much it. Because
but
otherwise,
I mean,
I feel like school teaches you how to deal with people and the different personalities and the different like.
I mean, I'm pretty sure because I mean, like when you're homeschooled, you kind of got the energy to interact with different things as far as like, okay, I want to do ballet or I want to do gymnastics or some type of gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she's probably
And other stuff. I would hope so. That would be dope. But shout out to you, girl. And she's gonna end up going to Southern Methodist University, Dedham School of Law.
That's
so
what's
she
up.
going there this fall. She'll be 16. Shout out to you, girl.
Shout out to her.
And that is pretty much it for our Black Excellence. Now we're gonna jump into
Some
the current events.
Some
Yeah,
seriousness.
this is like the meat and potatoes. This is the current events.
That shit that gets me living.
Watch your back, nigga news. That's
Yes.
what we should call it.
The watch your back nigga news.
Watch your back, nigga
Watch
news.
your back nigga news. The
Watch your back, nigga news. Hey, we need some music to that.
Right.
Watch your back, nigga news.
Hey.
Watch your back, nigga news.
Hey.
We're gonna change that up right now.
Always.
Alright, but first we're gonna start with former La Jolla police chief guilty of drug trafficking. I think you know more of this about this than I do.
Yeah. So basically, what this is about is basically these police officers that people's been talking about forever. You know, even like I was watching this documentary in Chicago where like this ex-gang member was like, yeah, like the police, the feds or whatever will come, drop a case of fucking guns in the middle of the hood, and then, you know what I'm saying, and it's like a free for all, and then like these, and that's the way these guns keeps getting recycled because they will confiscate it from us
and then give it
and
back.
then give it right back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like when it comes to drugs, you know what I'm saying? The police department is one of the biggest drug cartels under the army, I want to say.
Ain't that what's up with him though? Because he was working with the Gulf Cartel.
Yeah.
He was dealing with like cocaine and all this
Yeah.
other stuff. Like,
Yep. Like, and then it's just like these cops is getting covered like this shit is okay.
I know, like,
But-
because at the end of the day, and it shouldn't be like this, but at the end of the day, they don't have to abide by the law. And people like to say, no, that's not true, whatever the case is, but I like to go based off of history and what I see the fuck happens with the outcome. And I've seen that cops can do shit that regular civilians cannot do, and they get off, and they get paid while they're off. So they're above the law at the end of the day. They do not have to abide by the rules.
Yep.
And this kind of fucked up because these people are trained to deal with crazy hostile situations, but then don't know how to talk to a Black person, and you get scared and you want to shoot. 'Cause you don't understand things. Like,
I honestly feel like
we got to be calm, but you're the fuck motherfucker who's trained. That doesn't make any sense to me.
because the only thing you need to be a police officer is a high school diploma or GED. You don't really need much education to be a police officer. And
That
I
makes
feel like
sense.
that's where, like, you know, they may send you to the police academy, but I'm like, no, you need more. I feel like
They need to do more with the mental side of it.
yes,
Because
yes.
there's a difference between, like, I remember a long time ago there was like this Asian cop who shot a kid in the staircase up in Harlem, and that was a situation where I blame the police department on that. I don't think that the Asian cop was racist. It was like, oh shit, Black person and he shot. I feel like you took this guy who's from where he's from,
Yep.
and you put him in a place where he doesn't know the people, and you got him scared, so he's already out on alert, and you hear something and you're like, oh shit, like he's scared, he's a person. Like, so that was like a situation where it was just like, that was the police department's fault. They should have put that motherfucker in Chinatown where he's comfortable at. Like, why would you do that? Why would you take somebody who's not from that neighborhood, who don't know the people? Like, that was one thing that my dad said growing up in Harlem. Like, the cops knew you. Like, they knew your name, they knew your parents, and that's how they got you. Like, don't make me go and bring you up to your mother's. Like, remember last time she said she was gonna whoop that ass if I brought you back up here. Don't make me bring you back up there.
But it's
like,
it's just like the disconnection. You know what I'm saying?
cops need to be of the community, from the community. I feel like point blank.
But like you said, like even if you look back at the history of the police department and the cops in general, they they were meant to go out and look for black people. They were slave catchers. That's where the original police department originates from. So the fact that they are living out what they was basically created for.
I mean, can you really be mad? Is what it was. That's like saying, "Hey, these tires are making my car go. What the fuck?"
Right?
Isn't that what the tires were created for?
Exactly.
Now things should change. There should be some type of reform.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
Yes, but like at the same time, I'm just not seeing it. And
And
that means
is it
shit
gonna
call me
happen?
wrong because as we've learned earlier in this podcast, I don't pay attention to a lot of shit. So if
No,
there's
but you
something
ain't
else
wrong.
out there, comment.
And then the
You
fact
can
that
let
we
us
have
know.
Donald Trump in fucking office is giving them more fuel to do
Oh my
whatever
god,
the
it's
fuck they
just
want
the
to
worst.
do.
Like the hoods are coming off.
Yes.
The KKK hoods are coming the fuck off. They don't give a fuck.
Yes.
No fucks are given, nigga.
None.
At all.
Nope.
They don't give. They're like, oh, Donald Trump, hey.
Right. Like, well, this is me and this is who I am. So.
I fixed that real quick.
Yeah.
Just hit it. Alright, though, we're gonna move along because that's just, I guess, the way they're telling us we talk so much. But the next thing we want to talk about is the mysterious deaths going on in Ferguson with certain activists, people who are on the front lines, you know, for like black rights and civil rights.
And these
I don't even know
people
how to word this because it's not like they're just mysterious. Shit is happening to them and it's not making sense. That's how I'm gonna put it. Shit is happening to them and it's not making sense. Like, for example, I was telling you, I'm gonna find it right now. They talk about three of them, Marshawn, Dane, and Edward. These people are like 23, 24, 27. And according to the Ferguson police, they used to be out there with the protests and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They killed, they took their own lives. Now it's saying all the friends and family members of these people are saying that doesn't make any sense, nor does it add up.
It doesn't.
I'm not saying like they're not capable of taking their own lives,
but it's like,
but when people close to people are saying something, like when somebody is going through something, when you're close with them,
you're an advocate for Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? So,
do you remember when the FBI had that thing out with what did they call it? The black extremist or something like that. And they have like a list of people. They were probably on that list, and that's what happened. That's my opinion on what happened to these people. Yeah, I don't know for sure. It's a lot of people missing. I just named 3.
Just like the girl that I was telling you about, that came up mysteriously missing, and she's supposed to be another advocate for them as well for Black Lives Matter. It's like, come on, like
and then there's some people over here with toxicology reports coming up with fentanyl overdose.
Come on.
Do black people do that shit?
Absolutely
like,
not.
What the fuck is fentanyl? Do you drink? It sounds like a drink, like an alcohol.
Yes.
Like acetone or something.
Yeah.
Is that something you put in your alcohol?
That
somebody
like
else was found in a
deadly.
Torched car. His name was Joshua back in 2014. So it's just like, you're not gonna scare us by thinking that you could just kill us and we're just gonna shut the fuck up, because that's not what's gonna happen. As you can see, we still out here. Yep. As you can see, we're gonna keep talking. Yep. So. Yep. Nice to meet you.
Exactly. Exactly, because it's time for our voices to be heard.
And that's it.
And like we said, when we think about the definition of America and what Webster said in 1880, that shit still ain't changed. They still, you know what I'm saying? Like, we still the original people here. Y'all come from somewhere else. Y'all don't come from America. Y'all mix with Irish and motherfucking Scottish and other shit like that. Like, so it's just like, come on, like, it's respect.
That's it.
That's it. Respect.
I don't know why they don't have that up in Europe. I mean, they had to get civilization from Africa, so who knows whatever the fuck else. Like,
they learned how
that
to
should actually be. We should talk about that next week. Actually,
yes, and where they learn how to bathe and all that shit, and read and write, and where Aristotle learned and
next week, girl.
Oh, okay.
Next week. We're not gonna next week.
But I told y'all this current event shit gets me fired up because it's just like you have no privilege. You have no room.
This is the watch your back nigga news. Watch your back nigga. Because we trying to let y'all know, like, yes, be out here. We need to be loud, but at the same time, just be careful.
Be careful.
Watch your back nigga.
And just educate yourself, educate your families. Just like moving on to justice for Antoine Rose.
That's another thing. And the thing that like bothers me with that is like, was it you that had shown me the picture of pretty much like all the white people who done did some fuck shit and got off?
Yeah.
That shit done pissed me off because they just added him to the list pretty much. Like it was him, it was what's his name? Zimmerman. George Zimmerman. Oh, my mouth didn't even want to say it. It was like, no, bitch. Don't speak his name. He's the devil.
Yeah, he's the devil. Like,
but
because,
even that white bitch, I thought that's who else was on there. That white old bitch that fucking, with Emmett Till and got him fucking killed.
Yes.
And then she want to go on her deathbed and be
say
like,
that he didn't do anything. Like, okay,
like,
what is that going to do for this 14-year-old boy now?
Who was dead how many years ago?
Who is dead because of you?
Like, don't think that because you did that on your deathbed,
and
that's going to get you a ticket into heaven because you're still going to hell.
That's what I be trying to tell y'all. Like, all y'all little athletes out here, don't let these little Beckys fool y'all. Because once shit hit the fan and once their daddy be like, listen, you either going to do X, Y, and Z to this little black boy or you're cut off, guess what? They're going to choose the money over you every fucking time. And that's the reason why the vast majority of y'all, especially athletes, end up getting fucking rape charges because y'all want to go to colleges and motherfucking get with these little Beckys. Just like I heard, and yes, I am coming for y'all. The black bourgeois of Harvard University, upperclassmen, y'all need to stop telling these lower classmen, black men, not to go for the sisters of Harvard and go for the white women of Harvard because the black women is not gonna do nothing but hold y'all back. But excuse me, y'all mamas is black as fuck. How the fuck did you get to fucking Harvard? Yes, you might have did the work, but you had to have a powerhouse behind you. And that powerhouse was your black ass mom.
And that's another thing that we need to talk about with this black sabotage and like how we think of ourselves or how just this shit is ridiculous. But yo, alright, we're gonna end it on that. I
told you.
It's been real. We're gonna see y'all next week.
Real.
Y'all can, if y'all have any questions, comments, whatever, y'all want to educate us on some shit, you can email us at MagicallyEbony@gmail.com.
Yes.
Our Facebook is MagicallyEbony as well as our Instagram, although I believe there's an underscore in between.
Yes, it's MagicallyEbony. I mean, it's Magically_Ebony at on our Instagram.
Yeah, so, and then we'll be posting this on YouTube.
Absolutely.
So see y'all soon. See y'all next week. Protect your magic.
Protect it.